There are moments in life when you don't hear your heart break. You feel it, like a quiet collapse inside your chest. No sound, no warning, just a sudden understanding that something precious has died and it will never come back. For me, that moment came at 71 years old, when my own son sat across from me and asked a lawyer to explain why I could no longer be trusted with my own money. My name is Evelyn Carter, and for most of my life, being a mother was the only thing I ever felt truly good at. I didn't have an easy marriage. My husband, Mark, was a construction worker, strong hands, gentle heart. When Daniel was 9 years old, Mark didn't come home from work one afternoon. A beam collapsed. One phone call ended everything. I remember standing in the hospital hallway holding Daniel's hand while doctors spoke in careful sentences. He kept asking when his dad would wake up. I told him the truth, but I softened it the only way a mother knows how. "Your dad loved you very much," I said, "and I'll take care of you, I promise." And I meant it. From that day forward, my life became a long series of sacrifices I never questioned. I worked days as a bookkeeper, nights I cleaned office buildings. I packed Daniel's lunches at midnight and woke him up at 6. I sat through school plays half asleep, but smiling like it was Broadway. I didn't date. I didn't travel. I didn't complain, because every time Daniel hugged me, every time he said, "Thanks, Mom," it felt like enough. When Daniel got into college, I cried harder than I did at my own graduation. Not because it was expensive, but because it meant I had done something right. I paid for what scholarships didn't cover. When he needed books, I sent money. When he wanted a better laptop, I dipped into savings. "Don't worry," he told me, "I'll pay you back someday." I smiled and said, "Just live a good life." That's what mothers say. After college came his first apartment, then his first real job, then Rachel. She was beautiful, polite, quiet. I wanted her to like me more than I should have. When they announced their wedding, I offered help immediately. I paid for the venue deposit, I paid for the photographer, I paid for the catering advance. Rachel hugged me and said, "You're like a second mother to me." I believed her. After the wedding planning came delays. Money problems, they said. Stress, they said. Just for a little while, they said. I helped with rent 1 month, then another, then groceries, then a car repair. Each request came with urgency and guilt. "Mom, we're panicking." "Mom, we don't know who else to ask." "Mom, you're the only one who understands." And I did, because I remembered being young and scared and broke. So I said yes, again, and again, and again. What I didn't notice at first was how the tone changed. Gratitude faded. Requests became expectations. If I asked questions, I was stressing them out. By the 7th year, I was sending money automatically, like a bill I owed. I had drained $45,000 from my retirement, and I was afraid to stop. The truth arrived quietly, disguised as small talk. I called Daniel one afternoon to ask how wedding plans were going again. They had postponed the ceremony twice. Rachel answered. "Oh," she said casually, "we already got married last weekend." I laughed. I truly thought she was joking. Then she added, almost cheerfully, "We wanted something small, only special people." I didn't speak for a moment. My mind searched for the invitation I must have missed. "You already got married?" I asked. "Yes," she said. "It was lovely. I paid for their rings. I paid for their rent that month. I paid for their groceries." I sat at my kitchen table staring at the wall long after the call ended. That was the moment I realized something unbearable. I wasn't family. I was useful. A week later, Rachel called again. Her voice was sharp this time. "Evelyn, the rent hasn't come through." "I know," I said. Silence, then irritation. "Well, the landlord is threatening eviction." I took a breath I didn't know I had been holding for years. "I can't do it anymore," I said quietly. "What do you mean you can't?" "I mean, I won't." She laughed like I had told a joke. "You're not serious." "I am." That laugh disappeared. Within minutes, Daniel called, then texted, then left voicemails. Not one of them asked how I was. They asked why. 3 days later, I came home to unfamiliar cars in my driveway. Inside my living room sat Daniel, Rachel, and a man in a gray suit. "Mom," Daniel said gently, "this is Mr. Lawson." The man stood and smiled. "I am a family attorney," he said. "Your children are concerned about your mental health." The words didn't make sense at first. Concerned because I stopped paying? He spoke slowly, professionally. "Financial confusion is common at your age," he said. "We want to protect you from making harmful decisions. Protect me from myself." They placed documents on my coffee table: power of attorney, guardianship, control. My son couldn't meet my eyes. That hurt more than anything else. Something changed inside me that day. Not anger, clarity. I asked Daniel one question: "Do you believe I'm confused?" He didn't answer. Rachel did. "We just want what's best for everyone." That's when I understood. This wasn't about love. This was about access. I told them to leave. When they refused, I picked up my phone and called a lawyer. For the first time in my life, I chose myself. My attorney, Michael Brooks, listened without interrupting. Then he said gently, "Mrs. Carter, this is elder financial abuse." I wanted to argue, to defend my son, but deep down, I knew. He helped me document everything, every payment, every message, every manipulation. We changed my locks, my accounts, my passwords. I cried the entire first night, mourning a child who was still alive. They filed for guardianship 2 weeks later, claimed I was incompetent, said I was paranoid, said I was isolated. The courtroom was cold. Daniel sat across from me, looking like a stranger. Rachel cried on cue. Their lawyer spoke about my confusion. Then my lawyer spoke about facts, medical records, psych evaluations, financial clarity. When I took the stand, my voice didn't shake. I didn't stop paying because I was confused. I stopped because I was finally awake. The judge listened. The ruling was simple, clear, final. "No evidence of incompetence," the judge said. "This petition appears financially motivated." Daniel looked small. I felt nothing, not victory, release. I sold my house, moved closer to the city, started painting again, volunteered with senior protection groups. I haven't heard from my son since. And yes, some nights that still hurts, but not as much as being erased while I was still alive. Love doesn't threaten you with court papers. Love doesn't vanish when money stops. Love doesn't need control. I paid for my son's life. When I stopped, he tried to take mine. Instead, I reclaimed it.